Babe, they're AI.
I love AI.
AI chatbot is
Absolutely. Use ChatGPT.
Con AI.
Do you know ChatGPT?
AI.
I love ChatGPT.
Shut up. Ever since AI's creation, it's all anyone can talk about. Everyone's got something to say, some hot take that's actually just the same opinion everyone shares. I'm sure you've been in the situation where you're having a totally pleasant conversation. Oh, how's your day going? Oh, pretty good. Did you hear about the new AI? Yada yada. And you want to bang your head against a wall. At least I hope you want to bang your head against a wall, because if I'm alone in this sentiment, I'm gonna have to bang my head against the wall on behalf of society as a whole, and I don't think that would end well for me. I think it would end in some reverse natural selection, if you will. Speaking of, what happened to natural selection? I feel like we could really use some of that right now. Darwin's theory is a load of baloney. Natural selection used to be legit, but now smart people are depressed, and dumb people are in charge, and the only people reproducing are the ones that believe in abstinence, because anyone with 2 brain cells knows our economy is not built for families. And you'd think, you can't have a housewife without a house, but somehow they're making a resurgence. It doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense. What are we doing? Okay, that last part may not have had much to do with AI, but what can I say? It just gets me riled up. I'm a CS major. Every class I'm taking somehow turns into a semester-long expose about AI. I had a class called CS Intro to Problem Solving that was literally just about how to use AI to program Python. It was a required class. I could not get a CS degree without taking that. I took a class called Intro to Data and Social Context, and we spent over a month talking about
AI.
That class is in the history department. Like, what the heck, guys? I even had a class that made us use AI to help us write our essays. Our essays. But it doesn't end there. My mom teaches middle school, so AI is pretty relevant to her, which means when I come home from college, thinking, finally, I'll get some sort of reprieve, I just end up having the exact same conversations, but with my parents. My grandma is joining in at this point. Like, what's she got to do with AI? She's retired. She doesn't have to worry about job security or society. This isn't her problem. She watches Hallmark movies all day. And as much as I support writers, that's one case where if AI took over, I don't think anyone would really notice. So, what's the deal? And I can't even use social media as an escape. I open YouTube and what do I see? AI, blah 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 blah. Even Mr. Beast got into AI at one point. Is he still doing that? I don't know. I don't really care about Mr. Beast. But anyway, you'd think that the largest creator on YouTube would have the foresight to stay out of such a divisive topic. But no, he just had to go and get his hands involved in the most environmentally damaging thing to exist currently, so that he could get ratioed by Jack Whoa, this is a tongue twister. But no. He just had to go and get his hands involved in the most environmentally damaging thing to exist currently, just so that he could get ratioed by Jacksepticeye. So now, not even YouTube is safe. Which is probably how you landed on this video in the first place. My apologies, by the way. The craziest part about all of this is that every time I hear about AI, from my college classes, to my parents, to the internet, it's always the exact same, more or less, the exact same. Artists say, "Get your grubby hands off my art, you AI bastard." Preach. Big CEO says, money, 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 money. And most average people say something to the effect of, AI killing art is bad, but AI could have some good uses in medicine and stuff, and AI is definitely going to have a big impact on society, which is scary, but there are some ways which we should consider embracing it and other ways in which we probably shouldn't. And yet, every time someone talks about AI, they act like they're the first to have their opinion, like they discovered AI. And if people could just hear what they had to say, all of society would be altered for the better. And I get that AI is a big thing. I get that it brings up a lot of concerns about our future. I already said I'm a CS major. Obviously, I'm concerned by the fact that the degree I'm spending thousands of dollars on is actively becoming less and less useful. But my point is that the people that don't see these concerns are few and far between. And the people that don't see the possible benefits are also few and far between. Because we're all basically on the same page. The people that are heavily pro-AI either focus on the science aspect of it, like medical applications and experimentation, or they're appeasing investors as much as they can before the AI bubble pops for good, and thus will soon realize the error of their ways. As Jojo Siwa once said, karma's a bitch. And the people that are heavily against it either focus on the more creative aspects, or just got laid off. Sorry about that. I mean, it's not my fault, but... And I am tired of hearing about it. So, unless you've got something new to say, can we please just talk about anything else? I mean, anything. You know what? Why don't I help you out? Here is a list of things I would rather talk about than AI. And no, this was not written by
ChatGPT.
You get that filthy name out of your mouth.
ChatGPT.
Number 1. Paint drying. Number 2. How many grains of rice is in a bag of rice? Number 3. Football. Number 4. All of my past trauma. Number 5. The last time I washed my water bottles? Don't ask. Number 6. Is a door a door? Number 7. What happened in 1792?
Like, I just felt like I didn't make the most of my time there.
Number 8. The time I turned left. Number 9. Baseball. Number 10. How to tie a shoe. Number 11. How to untie a shoe. Number 12. How to Velcro a shoe. Number 13. Golf. Number 14. The password to my computer. Number 15. The password to my iPhone. Number 16. My social security number. Number 17. How to kill me and make it look like an accident. Need I say more? Because I certainly can. No? Okay, good. Then I guess the last thing left for me to do is practice what I preach and shut the hells up.